This is the Carpathian Storyteller Podcast at CarpathianStoryteller.com. Enjoy. The Little Purse with Two Half-Pennies, a Romanian fairy tale. There was once an old man and an old woman. The old woman had a hen and the old man had a rooster. The old woman's hen laid 2 eggs a day, and she ate a great many. But she would not give the old man a single one. One day the old man lost patience and said, "Listen, old crony, you live as if you are in a clover. Give me a couple of eggs so that I can at least have a taste of them." "No, indeed," replied the old woman, who was very avaricious. "If you want eggs, beat your rooster, that he may lay eggs for you, and then eat them. I flogged my hen and see how she lays now." The old man, being stingy and greedy, listened to the old woman's talk. Angrily seized the rooster, gave him a sound thrashing and said, "There now, lay some eggs for me, or else go out of the house. I won't feed you for nothing any longer." As soon as the rooster escaped the old man's hands, it ran off down the high road. While thus pursuing its way, lo and behold, it found a little purse with 2 half-pennies. Taking it in its beak, the bird turned and went back towards the old man's house. On the road, it met a carriage containing a gentleman and several ladies. The gentleman looked at the rooster, saw a purse in its bill, and said to the driver, "Go down and see what this rooster has in its beak." The driver hastily jumped from his box, took his little purse from the rooster's bill, and gave it to the master. The gentleman put it in his pocket and drove on. The rooster was very angry and ran after the carriage, repeating continually, "Kekeriki, sir, kekerikak! To me the little purse, give back!" The enraged gentleman said to the coachman as they passed the well, "Take that impudent rooster and throw it into the well." The driver got down from his box again, seized the rooster and flung it down the well. When the rooster saw that its life was in such great danger, what was it to do? It began to swallow the water and drank till it had swallowed all the water in the well. Then it flew out and again ran after the carriage, calling, "Kekeriki, sir, kekerikak! To me the little purse, give back!" When the gentleman saw this, he was perfectly amazed and said, "Ho, this rooster is a perfect imp of Satan. Never mind, I'll wring your neck, you saucy cockerel." When he reached home, he told the cook to take the rooster, throw it on the coals burning upon the hearth, and push a big stone in front of the opening of the chimney. The old woman did as her master made her. When the rooster saw this new injustice, it began to spit out all the water it had swallowed, till it had poured all the water from the well upon the burning coals. This put out the fire, cooled the heat, and made such a flood on the kitchen floor that the cook fainted away from pure rage. When the rooster gave the stone a push, came out safe and sound, ran to the gentleman's window and began to knock on the panes with its bill, screaming, "Kekeriki, sir, kekerikak! To me the little purse, give back!" "Heaven knows that I've got a torment in this monster of a rooster," said the gentleman. "Driver, rid me of it. Toss it into the middle of the herds of cows and oxen. Perhaps some bull will stick its horns through it and relieve us." The coachman seized the rooster and flung it into among the herds. You ought to have seen the rooster's delight. It swallowed bulls, oxen, cows, and calves, till it had devoured the whole herd in its stomach, and it had grown as big as a mountain. Then it went to the window again, spread out its wings before the sun so that it darkened the gentleman's room, and once again began, "Kekeriki, sir, kekerikak! To me the little purse, give back!" When the gentleman saw this, he was ready to burst with rage, and did not know what to do to get rid of the rooster. He stood thinking, till at last an idea entered his head. "I'll lock it up in the treasure chamber. Perhaps if it tries to swallow the ducats, one will stick in its throat, and I shall get rid of the bird." No sooner said than done. He grasped the rooster and flung it into the treasure chamber. The rooster swallowed all the money and left the chests empty. Then it escaped from the room, went to the gentleman's window, and again began. "Kekeriki, sir, kekerikek, to me the little purse, give back." As the gentleman saw there was nothing else to be done, he tossed the purse out. The rooster picked it up, went about its own business, and left the gentleman in peace. All the poultry ran after the rooster, so it really looked like a wedding. But the gentleman turned green with rage that he watched, and said, sighing, "Let them all run off to the last chick. I'm glad to get rid of the torment. There was witchcraft in that rooster." But the puffed-up rooster stalked proudly along, followed by all the fowls, all the hens, and all the chicks, and went merrily on and on till he reached the old man's house and began to crow, "Kikeriki!" When the old man heard the rooster's voice, he ran out joyfully to meet the bird. But looking through the door, what did he see? His rooster had become a terrible object. An elephant beside it would have been seen like a flea, and following behind came countless flocks of birds, each one more beautiful and brilliant than the other. When the old man saw the rooster so huge and fat, he opened the gate for it. "Master," said the bird, "spread a sheet here in the middle of the yard." The old man, as nimble as a top, laid down the sheet. The rooster took its stand upon it, spread its wings, and instantly the whole yard was filled with birds and herds of cattle. But it shook out on the sheet a pile of ducats, of money and gold, that flashed in the sun till they dazzled the eyes. When the old man beheld this vast treasure, he did not know what to do with this delight, and hugged and kissed the rooster. But all at once the old woman appeared from somewhere, and when she saw the marvelous spectacle, her eyes glittered in her head, and she was ready to burst with wrath. "Dear old friend," she said, "give me a few ducats." "Pine away with longing for them, old woman. When I begged you for some eggs, you know what you answered? Now flog your hen, that it may bring you ducats. I beat my rooster, and you see what it has fetched me." The old woman went to the hen coop, shook the hen, took it by the tail, and gave it such a throbbing that it was enough to make one weep with pity. When the poor hen escaped from the old woman's hands, it fled to the highway. While walking along, it found a bee, swallowed it, hurried back home as fast as possible, and began to cackle at the gate. The old woman welcomed it joyfully. The hen ran quickly in at the gate, passed its mistress, and went to its nest. At the end of an hour, it jumped off, cackling loudly. The old woman hastened to see what the hen had laid. But when she glanced into the nest, what did she see? A little glass bead. The hen had laid a glass bead. When the old woman saw that her hen had fooled her, she began to beat it, and beat till she flogged it to death. So the stupid old soul remained as poor as the church mouse, but she had abused and killed the poor hen, though it was not at all to blame. But the old man was very rich. He built great houses, laid out beautiful gardens, and lived luxuriously. He made the old woman his poultry maid. The rooster he took upon him everywhere, dressed it in gold color, yellow boots and spurs on its heels, so that one might have thought it was one of the three kings from the Christmas play, instead of a mere ordinary rooster. This concludes our story for today. We really hope you enjoyed today's story as much as we enjoyed telling it. So if you want to hear more stories, subscribe to our channel. We tell stories twice a week, and for a complete transcription of today's episode, and articles about Carpathian traditions and places to travel to, visit us at CarpathianStoryteller.com. There you can comment about your favorite stories and what stories you know from the Carpathian lands that we should translate, and also you can support us with small donations. We really appreciate them. There you can also find links to a lot of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and also all the places you can listen to us. We are available on Soundcloud, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, and many more. From everybody here at Carpathian Storyteller, we wish you a magical day.